This week on Not Your Average Fangirls.
NCT America is just a John and Mark duo. That's all it is.
Somebody said that NCT UK is just One Direction back again.
Aespa finally debuts and we're both excited and confused. WOODZ returns with no structure, just vibes, and we dive headfirst into the newest BTS album, B. So pour yourself a drink because it's about to be a long one, but a good one.
What's up, you guys? We are Not Your Average Fangirls here with another week of K-popness. It is your girl, Kat, and I ordered Subway an hour ago, and it is still not here! Sorry, I'm just really upset. I'm hungry.
It's taking the subway.
Oh my god.
Stupid.
But other than that, I'm really excited to talk about a certain thing on the dock today. I'm not going to spoil what it is until we get to it, but just know that I have been on a quiet journey by myself, having to do with something on the dock, and I'm just really excited to talk about it. Okay.
Is it Bay 173?
Yeah, I was like, yeah. The children.
Yeah.
Well, there's that.
There's that.
Uh-huh.
Spoiler alert. Hey guys, it's Cynthia, and I got to talk to Lucy, and I'm never going to shut up about it. Ever.
Wow. That's it? Oh, you shut up about it?
I'm sweating. Well, yeah. I'm going to talk more about it.
I'm sweating.
Just thinking about it.
Hello, everyone. It's Terica. My photo cards from Thailand finally shipped. And within like a couple days, my We Young collection will be complete because Mark will finally be home.
Yay!
It's a struggle, bro. Like in Thailand.
You've been struggling. You've been like on a journey to get this collection done. So yeah. I'm proud of you.
Woo!
You did that. You did that clean.
You did that. And hello, everybody. This is Carolina. And I also talked to Lucy. And oh my God. Oh my God.
We also shamelessly promoted ourselves to Lucy.
Thanks to Cynthia because I fumbled the bag. My man asked me, "Oh, where are you from?" And everything in my head went blank. I said, "My speech gone. My notes gone." What?
My notes? Did you write notes?
That's it? That's all it took for him to ask where you were from, and that was it?
Yeah. I was just like, that was not part of the plan. That was not part of the plan.
Well, of course not. It's a two-way conversation, bitch.
Oh my God.
It's so funny because she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Dominica." You know what? She said out the whole name. She said, "Soy de la República Dominicana," and then she started saying like, "Oh, but now I live in Florida in America." I was like, she really
got God.
I was just like, I'm gonna tell you my exact location.
Here's my address.
You know what though? Like I know that he's a good kid because you know what? He said usted, not tú. Not the.
Oh my God.
I was like, he was raised right.
And it's amazing that in the same conversation, Cynthia shamelessly plugged Not Your Average Fangirls and Guangyo shamelessly plugged Lucy. All in 1 minute.
He did. He said, "You want to learn Korean? Just listen to our songs." I was like, yeah, like I don't do that every day.
I know, right?
Yeah, that'll work.
Genius.
I don't care what no one says.
I know words, but that's about it. Tell me how to do a sentence. Out the window. No idea how to make a sentence.
Annyeonghaseyo.
Technically, yeah.
Me as fuck with Yechan. I'm like, annyeonghaseyo. Because he did it.
Right? Yechan hated us only because we couldn't understand each other.
He couldn't hear. Honestly, it's because everyone around him was so loud and he kept like putting like the headphones in more. He's like, "Excuse me, what?" And then I would say it again. He's like, "Sorry, I wasn't listening." I was like,
"Sorry, I didn't care." Next.
Right? He that was Yechan's plan. He was just like, "I'm just gonna pretend I can't hear them, and then I won't have to try to speak English."
Talking to me. If I can still, they won't see me.
No, bro, it's so funny because I was like, "Oh, I like your tattoos," and he's like, "Huh?" I was like, "Your tattoos," and he's like, "What?" I was like, "I like your tattoos," and he's like, "Oh, thank you." And then I was like, "Do you want more?" And he's like, "What?" I was like, "Do you want more?" And then he's like, "Yes." I was like, "Okay." It was so funny because going into this, I was the most mentally prepared to talk to him for some reason, and then it was like the one that I struggled the most.
You were ready for?
Yep, same.
So
Me trying to tell him, I tried to tell Yeshan that he should do a cover of a song from Your Name, the movie, and I was like, yeah, you should do a cover for Your Name, and he's like, huh? And I was like, the movie? And then I was like, I said the name in Japanese, maybe it'll like ring a bell. Nope. He was like, huh? And I'm like, you know what? I give up. At the end of the day, he was just like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, yeah, I know you don't understand what the hell I just said. But that's okay.
How he picks up the call is really cute, though. I was saving this to show Terika live.
Yes, he's so cute.
That's like my biggest fear. Like, I've already lived through that once. I can't go through that again. That's why, like, another reason besides, I'm broke, I can't enter fan signs, because, like, I just don't want the whole, like, I'm speaking, they're like, what? And you're like, because, like, that happened to me with Ace before, and I just don't want to relive that.
Ace is stupid. That's different.
You're right. Here it is, Terika.
Oh my god, hi!
Did you hear it?
Did you say, hey, it's Yet?
Yeah, it sounds like a voicemail. Hey, please leave your question at the tone. Thanks. I'll get back to you when I can.
That's basically what he wanted, because for everything that we said, he was just like, huh?
Yeah.
It's probably so funny. He probably saw the like your guys' English name, and he was like, okay, here we go. Hey, I'm your Chen. Like, that's the only effort I'm putting in.
He tried to say Terika's name. God bless his soul.
Yeah. He's so cute, but they were all so cute. Wow.
Sang-yup had me cry, and I can't believe I cried so much that morning. My God.
It's funny because with Sang-yup too, like, I asked him to sing a little bit of Straight Line, and he did, and he
I know, I cried. I cried so much.
Vocals. I am convinced, though, that God likes to play this game with me. That's like, you know what? I'm gonna make your bias first every fucking time. Because the same thing happened with ONEUS, and now it happened again. But thankfully, Carolina went before me, and she was texting me. I was like, what's the order? Who's first? And she's like, guess. I was like, son of a bitch.
And she still wasn't ready?
No, I was ready, but like I was on standby for like a good minute and a half. I was like, oh, my hair kind of looks flat. And so then I was like playing with it, and then all of a sudden he's like, Cynthia. I was like,
she was like, oh,
my name.
Yeah. No, he came on. He's like, Cynthia. I was like, hi. And he's like, hi, Cynthia. I was like, hi.
Hi.
Like, what do I do? Oh my God. It was just it was just great.
It was
like,
great.
It was so fast. Like, I feel like me and Cynthia got ready for like 3 hours for this.
But we were on FaceTime chismeando, though. And then, like, my alarm went off, and I was just like, oh my God, we gotta, like, we go on in like 10 minutes. We gotta go.
We go on in 10 minutes, everybody.
On.
Get ready.
It was a good time. It was definitely worth it. And I'm glad that, like, I'm just happy that, like, when I asked for Guanel, like, I was just like, oh, can we speak in Spanish? And then he was just like, in Spanish, really? And he just started laughing. I'm just like, yeah, like, that's my first language. And he's just like, how do you know? And in my head, I'm like, what do you mean, how do I know?
How do you know, bitch?
Right? The same way you know. You grew up in a Spanish-speaking country.
I can only imagine his head. He was probably like, how the fuck 2 Spanish bitches get in on one thing?
Not only that, but it was a fan sign that was only for like people
that
had a Korean address and bank account.
He was probably like, what the fuck is going on?
I wonder if they do these and then they're just like, how the heck these international bitches get in these things? We try to stop it,
well,
and
they
probably
still show think that you guys live in Korea. Like, you can still be international but live in Korea.
Well, yeah, you're right. That's true.
You're right. I can't wait to see if they did like our whole government name.
I know. I want to know what was going on through Gwangil's head when Carolina first, and he was like, oh, okay, Spanish, that's cool. Okay, maybe she's like teaching English in Korea, and then Cynthia shows up and she's like, should I talk to you in English or Spanish? And he was like, I guess I'm talking in Spanish today. Let's go.
No, I asked if he understood English or Spanish better, and he said Español. I was like, okay. And so then I started talking to him in Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh,
me, on the other hand, I was just like, can we talk in Spanish? And he was like, huh? Okay, yeah. I was just like, the other option is Korean, and obviously only one person is good at that in this conversation.
Only one person is good.
Same with English.
But anyways, let's move on then to our news. Let's get this week started with our news for this week, because guess what, everybody? BTS came back. So you know that we're going to be talking about them.
It's going to be a thick bitch today.
Oh, yes.
Buckle in.
But this week we found out that Mingi from ATEEZ is going to be taking a break from activities. He's showing symptoms of like having like anxiety and things like that. So obviously like they're not promoting heavily, but they still have like schedules. But KQ was just like, nah, he's resting.
Are they going to the Mamas?
They're performing at the Mamas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
They're performing. So I don't know if by then, because Mamas is when, like middle of December.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll be a part of it.
I mean, he was such a big part of the last one. He can sit this one out. It's fine.
Right?
Because
Titties.
Mingi Titties was all over my timeline for a good 6 months after that happened. So, I mean, he aight.
He did his part.
He did his deed. He can go take a break now. Like, seeing the reaction of all the other idols, like, it was just so great. Because if you think back, like, back then, a lot of the idols that would, like, show abs and things like that were either newbies, or they were, like, established in the industry. Like, but now they were just like all the newbies, like all the new groups are just like, we're Gen Z hoes, we gonna do what we want.
Taeyang taking off his shirt every opportunity. Taeyang was naked all the time. He said, what are clothes? I don't know what a t-shirt is. Give me a do-rag and I'll be fine.
Do-rag. God.
Tell me I'm wrong, because I'm not.
No, you were absolutely 100% correct.
Imagine when Big Bang comes back. That's gonna be...
We'll see. We'll see with that. We'll see if YG is intact by the time Big Bang is ready to come back.
Shit. I feel like Treasure is slowly building up YG's freaking money.
Treasure and Blackpink, that's all they got right now.
Yeah.
Lord knows Winner and Icon ain't doing shit for them no more. Sorry to say. God bless their souls. I miss B.I. Anyway, Produce 101, the rigging thing. Okay, this is my problem with this whole thing. Because, like, why even put it out? Like, we know you rigged the votes, but now you're putting out who it would have been. Like, that's so fucked up. Like, that's so...
But my thing is, I swear that they've done this before. Like, I swear whenever this, like, when they first announced that there was rigging and stuff, I swear that they announced who the original lineup would be. But I guess at that time it was just, like, speculation. Like, oh, this would have, but we're not sure. And they re-released it. And they're like, oh, now we definitely know. But everyone's just like, okay.
What's the point? What was
like,
the
no
point?
one cares at this point. No one cares.
The only thing that it confirmed is do you remember when all this happened? And even when Produce was going on season 2, and we said it, and we were just like, that's messed up, because Jeonyeon and Baekho and Midhyun would have made it all into 101, which is true. But Pledis was probably like, nah, we can't lose like 3 members out of NYAFangirls.
I'm still mad about Samuel.
And Samuel
would have been in 101. You know what?
That's the only thing, though.
That's
like, everybody
what
else,
pisses
it was a strategic business move, and it made sense. So, like you said, we wouldn't have got all the, like, great music from NewSW if they were all made it. Like, and then they wouldn't have grown that fan base. You know what I mean? I feel like it worked out. The only downside to the rigging was Samuel. Like, that was the only casualty. Everybody else, like...
Someone deserves better.
Because, like, he would be in a different position than he is right now. Well, we would like to think. Yeah.
He would have been like, he would have been it right now. But
fucking ridiculous. I mean, 101 is great. Like, I can't even front. Like, 101 was my shit. Like,
that's why low key the only one for sure I am mad about is Samuel.
Yeah.
The rest, I'm just like, nah, 101 was magical. They belonged there.
Like, it worked. It fit. It was seamless. No one suspected anything. Everyone was mad, like, if your fave did made it. You're like, I don't understand how they didn't make it. But, like, after the, like, initial shock of, like, who the members
lineup
were, and once they debuted, everyone was just like, oh, this is perfect. Yeah, of course this is the group. Like, no one questioned anything, and then, like...
Literally.
Then they were like, oh, hey, by the way, we cheated.
And then, I mean, who cares? To this day, we're just like, well, okay, well, 101 is 101. And, well, they're not a group anymore, so it don't really matter, does it?
Don't really matter.
The one that people are really, really pissed off about is Produce 48.
I didn't even watch that. I was not invested. So I was like, well.
Wasn't that the one that it was like the older girl that was always like the leader
Yes,
and
from
things like
After
that?
School.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kanine. Yeah. She was in After School and she was on the season. And I felt like she was the like best person there. Like she was the most talented person there. And everyone, like even the girls on the show were like, "Oh, she has to make it. She has to make it. She has to be the leader. Like she has to," and nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing.
But it got found out that I think she was supposed to be in it too.
Yeah, she ranked like 3.
Yep.
Yeah, but see, that's my thing. People kind of suspected, like, from what I gathered whenever it happened, like, whenever they first made the announcement on Twitter, people had already suspected that it was rigged then. Like, people were like, there's no way, like, what is this lineup? Like, what? Everybody already had their doubts. There was just no, like, oh, I can't believe my fave didn't make it, and then once they debuted, like, everything was magical. Everything was like, from what I saw, everyone was just like, nah, this is sketchy. Like, this is like, so I think from that, it was kind of obvious, and that's where they made their mistake. They made it too obvious. They're like, damn. Everybody knows if you're gonna cheat, bro, and you're not like already an A student, your ass gotta miss at least 3 questions on purpose. You can't get all the answers right, because then your teacher's gonna be like, this girl had a 68 average, and now all of a sudden she made like 90, like 100% on the last 3 tests. Like, nah, you gotta at least you gotta build yourself up, right? So you're gonna cheat. Like, okay, so like I'm like a C student, right? So on this next test, I'm gonna get a 72, right? Because I practiced. You know, I studied. I got a tutor. Then the next test, I'm gonna get an 80, you know, because I'm gonna move up each time. They went from being like, you know, almost failing grade to like a straight A student on the dean's list, and that's how people found out. That's how they knew. That's how they got
Cheating.
caught.
101. That's Terica.
Which, now that you mentioned 101, now that we're talking about all of this, there were rumors, or well, CJ Entertainment wanted for 101 to have a reunion at Mama's, but they just announced that there's not going to be a reunion. I guess they couldn't work out like schedules and stuff, but from what I read, it was like they were basically like, well, you know, they're each promoting and they're each like group, so it's hard. So I think it just has to do with like
No.
coordinating with all of them.
No, it's a conspiracy. Notice how they hyped everything up and everybody was super excited, and then those damn results came out and they're like, no, it's all cheating, it's all rigged, and all the like K-nets were mad and like blaming the boys, and now all of a sudden, oh, scheduling, so we can't do the reunion. Yep. No. We know that the reunion was planned and it was a go, but when all this happened, they released this shit on purpose because it's sabotage! And like now we're not getting our reunion. And I'm pissed because you're salty from 8 years ago that your fave, who wasn't even in the lineup, even when they cheated, your fave didn't make it originally anyway. So why are you mad?
Oh my god, the hostility.
I'm so mad.
But yeah, but in better news, Big Hit, I mean, we kind of knew that this was going to happen. There were rumors about Big Hit acquiring Zico's company, KOZ.
He was on the show. He was on Island.
Now it's official.
All right, we'll be seeing Zico on Weverse soon. Get that merch.
He ain't gonna be on there.
I mean, like his merch though. Like that's the best thing for Weverse
yeah.
about me. Like I don't even like look at the messages really anymore. It's
Same.
just that the fact that the merch is all in one central place, and I don't have to hunt down for group orders or try to order from off sites. Like, and I could just hit up Weverse.
You're right, and get my 2 cents cash back.
Yeah, I have $10, bro. Which is sad, but also, like, I'm real excited about it. I was like, wow, I have $10 whole.
Damn, that means that we've been spending too much money on there. Yeah, but yeah, no, but it finally happened. Zico getting that bag, get with it. Heck yeah, Big Hit out here acquiring labels left and right.
Good for him.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Good for him. Good for Big Hit playing Monopoly. Love that.
Because we've also seen like the extreme change in Pledis and in Source Music since Big Hit acquired them.
Yep.
And
yeah.
As much as people want to be like, ew, oh my god, Big Hit, like they're your fucking sugar daddy. Like they're giving you everything. So
yeah, they're just throwing money and saying you do you.
Yep.
Just,
literally.
Yeah.
Like they mind their business and just sign the paychecks. Like that's all they do. God bless.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand why people were so mad. Because they like explicitly said like in all of their statements that like these artists and these companies are free to do whatever they've been doing. Like, they're still going to do their, like, you know, concepts and things. We're just helping them out. So I was like, why are you mad? Like,
I know.
you
That's
have
good.
more promotion and more funds to do, like, bigger things. So,
like, girl, it was not fun seeing 17 have to carry Pledis on their back the whole time since debut until, you know, recently. Like, I wouldn't want that for another group that would be like under POTUS, you know? Like, seeing that those boys work so hard, like, that's why they had to do everything themselves. It's not like, obviously they wanted to, but at the same time, they had no help because they had no money. Yeah.
They were gonna, make music.
So the fact that now they're able to, like, obviously, like, now they're established, but for other groups under that same label, like, that will help them, you know?
But also, I just need to say, how the fuck y'all don't know who Nana is?
Like, oh my God, right?
When did this become a thing?
I'm still confused about that. Because when people were just like, oh my God, Big Hit is hiding Nana. And I'm like, what?
I was like, hiding?
Hiding.
I was like, hiding?
I was taken aback. I was just like, hold on. You're telling me that y'all don't know who Nana is? And people were just like, people actually had no idea. Like, they weren't even faking it. Some people out there had no idea who she was. And I was just like, oh my God.
I just think, like, you could tell just the age gap in the generations, how, like, how we said about the older fans or whatever, how we've talked about in the past, how, like, when we were younger, we understood, like, we were the younger fans and we weren't making fun of the older fans. Like, they were, like, cool in our eyes. But now it's, like, weird to be an older fan and we don't know why. So, like, our group, when we get into something to the fact that, like, we're gonna look up their whole discography. We're gonna look up, like, if I like this genre of music, I'm gonna listen to older artists and newer artists. But I think now, with, like, this day and age, everything's just so, like, now, that they only look at the now. So if you're not constantly on someone's radar or constantly being talked about, they only know those, like, groups that are relevant now and not, like, the foundation. So, like,
okay,
they don't...
no matter the age, what K-pop stan doesn't know Catalina? Come on!
Young ones don't. I'm telling you right now, they don't, because they don't go and they probably know the song or they saw a clip and they're like, oh, that's that weird, like, yelling one or whatever. But they don't know the members. They don't know their faces. They just know of the song, but they don't have the, like, the want to research who these women were, you know?
Yeah, because it's like when G-Dragon came out of the military and people were just like, oh, well, what is he gonna do? And I was like, oh, no.
It's G-Dragon!
You do not disrespect. We're all just waiting for that doom. When he drops whatever he gonna drop, that's it. It's game over. All of your faves, game over. Like, that's the thing. Like, they don't understand that. It's like when also they were coming for TVXQ and I was like, hold on. No, you do not. You do not.
I don't know why, but this reminds me, I don't know if you guys saw this V-Live, but Singkwan was in front of this whiteboard and he was teaching the fans, like, the older generation songs.
Singkwan is such an advocate. He is such a, like, old school K-pop fan.
I know. It was so funny. He was ready. He had the whiteboard. He already had stuff written down and he was waiting for, like, more people to come in and he just had, like, his arms crossed over.
Yeah,
so
I honestly
funny.
think it's a generational thing. Just like those guys, those two boys, those twins or whatever, who, like, got big because they went and listened to, like, genres of music or songs they had never heard of in their life. And they're, like, popular songs that, like, I was just like, they don't know this song. And, like, there are kids their age who watch these music videos and they're just like, oh my God, I've never heard this either. Or like, oh my God, I faintly remember my mom listening to this song one time. And I'm like, these are hits. These are, like, classics. Like, what? Yep. And I just, like I said, I think it's a generational thing. They just don't have the want to do the research to look into older things. They're just like, why should I care? Like, they're not relevant right now in this time frame or whatever. So,
but also, if you don't know who After School is, or you don't know who Orange Caramel is, or Nana is, you should really look into them because they were great. Catalina is not only just a weird ass song, but it has a deep rooted message about the difference in female idols being seen by the public and male idols being seen by the public.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's great.
And it's a great song. It's, like, actually one of the first K-pop, like, when I was getting into K-pop and I decided to look at, like, all the things, I, like, ran across it and I was like, what is this? Who are they? And can they come back? Because this song is amazing. And it was, like, I played it forever and I would just walk around the house going, ha! My mom's like, can you not?
Also, for this week, we had an announcement for all of the Two Moons. Again, they announced the light stick again. They had already announced it, so now they announced it again for some reason. I don't know why. Is it finally on
We
sale?
love a double announcement.
So, no. Okay, so they announced this back in, like, June, July. And they're like, coming soon. Anyway, we're in November now. And then they ghosted us. They didn't say anything. Not a single word was spoken, okay? Well, they did mention something once. But, like, it was, like, an offhand comment on, like, Fan Cafe or some bullshit like that. Anyway, so now they're like, oh, remember that light stick? Well, guess what? It's here! You can pre-order now, and if you do the pre-order events, you get a postcard. I was like, wow, a postcard?
Shiny.
Wow. You don't say. I need to hurry up then and join this fucking go, because guess what? They're not even doing it. They're not even doing it on my music taste or anything like that. They are selling it on a random ass website that I've never heard about before. And they also held like merch there for like the season's greetings too. So I don't know what the hell RBW is doing, but shipping for that is so expensive. Like,
Just get it from K-pop Town. They have it there.
Yeah, they have it.
No, you're right. Because I was just like, I want this fucking postcard. The hell? Honestly, I just want to say one more thing too. RBW, what did you do to your creative team? Did you lock them away? Did they quit? Did you fire them? What's the tea? Because your creative team was my favorite thing about like ONEUS. Like, it was my favorite thing about ONEUS and all their merch. And now I don't know, man. Like, are they overworked? Are they on vacation? Can you get
Maybe
them
they're on
back?
vacation.
It's weird how like it flipped completely.
Yeah,
Like,
the concept for like the season's greeting, the concert thing, like they went completely like pastel, and I'm just like, what happened?
Did something go down with like the last concept? Because I know a lot of people were like saying like people were complaining because it's like it was too gory and like it was too much and too intense, and like didn't they have to change some things, and like so maybe they decided just to like play it safe and was like, well, we want people to buy the stuff and not complain, and we don't want to have to like reshoot things because it might not be.
If that was the case, I don't think so, because they already changed it ahead of time. So like they said that the trailer was different, but they decided to tone it down and have it less gory. And so that was already like that had already happened. But like everybody loved the concept, and also this was like their highest album that they've gotten ever. Like, it competes with Mamamoo for RBW and like the highest ranking album. So I don't think that had to do with it. I know the season's greetings is the same theme as Mamamoo's, and one we didn't even get one. But I think they just have it together. They're like, you know what? 2 for 1. Fuck it. But the concert merch, y'all dirty for that. You really...
Oh, that's messed up. So for season's greetings, they already had all the pastel props, and they're like, you know what? Let's just reuse this.
Exactly. They're just like, fuck it. Let's just do this again with ONEUS, and don't even get one for one week. Like,
well, that's so weird, because I tried to help them out. I was like, maybe that's what it was. They just didn't want to deal with the whole like, oh, this is too much. But if everyone loved it and that wasn't an issue, then yikes. I don't know.
I'm telling you. And then the concert merch is so trash. They literally like are gonna print some like fucking photo cards and put it in the tin can and ship it out, and that's what makes it so expensive. Like, the concert VVIP would come out with tax like $170. Like, you got me fucked up. Yeah.
For just those photo cards? Like, that's like the merch package?
The merch package, and you get like a backstage chat with ONEUS.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
I'm like, this is gonna be some V-Live bullshit. No.
Oh, that sucks, bro. What the heck?
Yeah, bro, I'm so upset. And then also, here's some other... Let me tell you. Here's some other shit that they've been doing. Okay, so they announced the online concert, right? And they announced the pre-order for it, and then like, oh, if you buy in this time, it's like a certain amount cheaper, blah blah blah. And then the day after that like stopped, that event period stopped, then they announced season's greetings. And then as soon as that event time stopped, then they're like, oh, by the way, you can now get the light stick. And so like how they're structuring it is so you can't make an order together. So you have to, so like the people that are buying these things, for example, I have a mutual that bought like the concert event and then the season's greetings, and then the light stick happened, and then they were talking about how I had to pay shipping 3 times, and it's all coming from like the same place. So what the fuck?
Oh, that's so ugly.
Like you couldn't even make like a bundle for everything.
Exactly.
Oh, no. Because especially with like the concert and the light stick, you think that they would bundle that together because, you know, concert, light stick.
I know. If they would have even announced the light stick a couple weeks earlier, we could have gotten the light stick in time for the concert. Like, I think that would have been cute. Even though it probably is going to die halfway through because the battery life is 2 hours.
What?
Yeah, girl, the battery life is 2 hours.
Damn.
It won't even last the whole concert.
And for what? I don't understand. Like, I'm looking at this light stick. I was like, I don't get it. And, like, they said, like, so sorry because, like, the factory closed because of COVID, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, okay, sure, Jan. But, like, the whole reason why it took so long is because they're like, oh, there's, like, a special feature that we're gonna add to it. And then they posted about it. I'm like, it's literally the same thing. You added a button and that's it. Like, okay. The outside case looks nicer. Are you kidding me? I'm so mad. I hate it here.
Cynthia's so mad about this light stick. Also, Cynthia buys the light stick.
Obviously, I'm gonna buy the damn light stick, but that's not the point. The point is, it's so
karma.
mad.
Y'all talk so much shit about NCT's light stick, and like the karma, the light stick gods are just like, okay, jokes on you.
But guess what? Listen, you know what? This light stick's still prettier than the NCT one, so I don't care.
Yeah, but mine's cheaper, and the battery life is longer.
I don't give a fuck. At least she's cute. She's cuter to look at. But I'm like, you know what? Maybe in person she's like a lot cuter. I don't know.
She might be.
Honestly, if you're at Two Moon, please discuss with Cynthia about this. How are you feeling about the light stick? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Like, what's going on?
And if you like it,
for us, like it's not that bad.
It's
but
not.
It's just it could have been so much better.
Exactly.
I think so, especially because with like the hype of it and like having to wait for so long, you're thinking like, oh my god, it's gonna be amazing. Like this wait that we had to endure, like they're really fixing and work on, like, you know, doing something great. And then it's just basically the same thing that they kind of revealed before. So.
Exactly.
They added a button.
And honestly, I swear to God, y'all, the case is breathtaking. Like it's like hologram and it's so pretty, and then the light stick. I'm like, goddamn. I'm gonna keep the light stick in the case because the case is gorgeous.
Keep the light stick in the case.
The case is it. Like, if this entire time they were working on the case, you're right. But you should have spent it on the light stick.
But let's move on then. For this week, we're going to talk about some comebacks as we do. So for our comebacks for this week, let's start with a debut.
Aespa.
Aespa. Is it Aespa? Aespa? Like,
It's Aespa.
Aespa. But they debuted it with Black Mamba, and I love this. I love this song the more I listen to it. The music video did make it better for me.
Oh, it did the opposite for me.
Yeah. Like, that's why I thought it was funny, because I remember listening to the song and I was just like, okay, like, it's cool. But then I watched the music video and I was like, oh, okay. It's even cooler.
See, I listened to the song and I was just like, well, I watched it in the song, like I watched the music video and that's how I first heard the song. And I was just like, nah. But then I went back and just listened to the song and I was like, ooh, this song slaps. And so I love the song and I like the music video, just not together. I feel like the music video should be for a different song. Like, I just feel like after all, like, the teasers they gave us and, like, the whole pretty, like, crown and, like, the dark, and I was just like, ooh, this gonna be ooh. And then all of a sudden,
we got a flash of it, so I'm assuming, like, they're alternate universes?
That's what I think. I feel like in the music video, things kept glitching. Like, they kept glitching, so they're, like, moving different, like, dimensions.
I just thought they kept glitching because their avatars are trying to, like, kill them and take over their bodies and become Aespa. That's my greatest fear. And I feel like that'd be a really cool storyline. And SM should definitely do that one time. Like, they should make a song, like, where it's, like, a battle between the avatars and then the real girls. And then, like, kind of like how EXO did their whole, like, whatever. Yes! And so it should just be all one album of just the avatar girls. And, like, they should have, like, a fight, like, a duet, like, a battle. Like, that'd be really cool. Like, do not just make these avatars just useless little pretty characters that you can buy and get more money and more merch for them. Like, utilize them and make them evil. I feel like the visuals didn't match the vibe of what I was expecting, like from the song and stuff.
I was expecting a lot more of the pretty, colorful, like, fantasy world.
Nah, I was expecting like Black Mamba. If you're gonna have a song about a deadly snake, I want dark. I don't want like neon, which was great. I loved it. Like, I loved the music video, just not for the concept I had in my head of the song.
So, you know me, I'm a theory bitch, so I did digging, right? So,
Okay.
the essential theory is that the girls are stuck in an alternate universe, right?
Yeah.
So almost essentially like they're stuck in a game, like a video game, like Spy Kids. So they're stuck in a video game and they're from like this evil world where the Black Mamba is, where that one part where Karina like does the dance and her eye turns all black and then it's like the flash of the Black Mamba.
Yeah.
They're like, that's like the real them, like that's where they're really from, and that the avatars bring them into this like fantasy world, so like the neon and the glitching and everything like that. And then it's the avatars and them being stuck in different universes because the avatars are trying to save them from the world where Black Mamba is. So the avatars brought them into the quote unquote like video game neon world, and the avatars are stuck in another world.
Ooh. Okay, that makes sense. Because, like, I looked it up too, and then for their name, because I was just like, what the hell is this Aespa? Like, this name is so weird. Well, it's because it's a combo of, like, the AE avatar, like, the experience, like, the alternate whatever. It's like they're experiencing, like, a new world via, like, encountering the avatar. Like, the avatar is like your other self, and because you're meeting up with them, it's like you're in a whole new like universe. So that makes sense. I feel like they're like jumping through different universes, and that's why like it kept like things glitching and things like that. And then obviously you don't see the avatars with them. So I'm wondering now, like, are they gonna be always separate, like always in separate worlds, like separate
You mean like
dimensions?
when there would be like their reflection? Because like that's when we would see them.
when they would look in the mirror and they would touch it and it would glitch. But when you would see it in the video, the avatar would be on the other side. But they didn't see the avatar on the other side.
I mean, to me, this all looked like a comic book superhero origin story. So I think it was the color grading, because I really, really, really liked how they color graded everything. Even with like their concepts, I was like, oh my god, like this is all colored so beautifully. And then because it's like dark neon, you know, and I love that. I love that.
Another concept that I was reading that someone came up with that I thought was really cool, and I thought, wow, if SM came up with this, that'd be super dope, is that the girls are from separate planets.
Ooh.
Oh.
And the AIs bring them to, like, quote-unquote Earth, or, like, the main planet of the thing, and that Karina's planet is, like, the dark planet where, like, the Black Mamba is, and then, like, Winter's planet is, like, the one that's like technology driven, because she had like the scene where she was surrounded by all the like TVs and stuff, and I thought that was a really cool idea.
Like the Spider-Man one, like the Spider-Man universe movie.
Into the Universe movie.
Yes, that one.
So I feel like SM put this together and was just like, we're gonna let fans make out theories.
Fans
and we're gonna pick the best one, and then that's what we're gonna go with. And we're like, yeah, that's been the plan the whole time.
You're right. Make the fans.
Because there's been some really, like, what I've read, there's been some pretty cool ones people have thought up of, and I was like, oh, okay, fuck it up.
So I liked it. I feel like the hype, I don't know, I feel like if it tells you anything, I haven't gone back to listen to the song in a couple of days. So I feel
I
like
love this song.
The hype was way, like, I don't know. I feel like I was expecting something else. Something that would be like, I'm going to listen to this, like, over and over again. But obviously, like, tastes are different. But I really like this whole concept. I want to see, like, even though the, you know, AE, like, the virtual like character avatar thing is weird, I'm kind of excited to see where it's gonna go. Like it feels like with NCT before they debuted and they explained what NCT was, and I was just like, I'm so confused, but I'm here for it. That's how I feel about this.
You know, I'm still confused. At first I thought I got it. At first I was like, this is dumb, I don't understand it. And so I pretended to hate them, as we all know. And then I was like, wait, I get this. I like this. And now with NCT 2020, I was like, yes, this is yes. And they might add a 24th member, whatever. I'm like, this is great. But then we just had another press conference about NCT America. And I'm like, isn't like 127 already NCT America? And then they said NCT Australia and NCT Africa. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. For them, I liked the song Black Mamba. I liked the music video. I just thought they didn't, in my head, it just didn't mesh with what I thought was happening. And I think that was just, like, not because they were bad. Like I said, I liked both of them a lot, just separately. And I think, like what Carolina said, it was the hype. I feel like there's always sometimes that hype builds up and you're like, oh, yeah, this is going to be everything. And then you're just like, oh, it's good. But it's just not like what I thought. Because the same thing happened with me and Blackpink. But luckily they released 2 songs. So I was able to be like, okay, this is my jam. You know?
Yes. But also, let's talk about that dance move, though. Because they dropped to the floor and I said my back would have cracked. Like,
that's what I said.
That was another thing that I thought was going to be different. Like, I supported it. And I was like, oh, this is great. But I thought there was going to be a lot more, like... I don't know. I thought it was going to be different because, like, I love that move and they were just, like, on their knees. But then when they, like, lift their ass in the air, I thought something was going to happen. But then they just brought it back down slowly. And I was like, oh, I thought we were
Bro, all I know is I saw Ning Ning with those little goggles on and I was like, this is my girl. She is so unbothered by life. She is just
she's
everything
great
to me. She's
funny.
incredible.
And she's getting a lot of hate, apparently, and I don't know why. But...
I
feel like we don't even know. I feel like no one even knows enough about these girls to hate them. So I don't understand.
The only one that we know about is Giselle because she was the ABG, and then they were just like, "You're gonna have to bring that back."
Then they un-ABG'd her, just
exactly.
like they did with Shotaro.
Just like how they did with Shotaro. Yeah.
Yep.
Shotaro.
When will I see Shotaro in hip-hop clothes again? I need him in street clothes. I'm tired of these grandpa sweaters and these graphic tees. I'm tired of it.
Look, it's winter time. It's fall. Everyone's in a grandpa sweater.
No.
Whenever the summer concepts come
boy
back, he'll be
in a
fine.
pair of sweatpants and a fucking hoodie with like a bucket hat in the next 2 months, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit.
But he was in the music video. But here's my theory behind that, because we always make everything about Shotaro. Here's my theory behind that. You saw how he was dressed in Make-A-Wish, right? In his little part where he was like doing his my favorite move when he does it, and he has his bucket hat. I feel like that was supposed to be him through and through. But because of COVID and everything that happens, they knew that they weren't going to be able to go to the Americas and thaw out. So they couldn't just make him a thaw automatically in Korea. You know, they got to ease him into the thawiness. So they had to put him in sweaters to dial him back down. But then once everything starts opening up and they can travel more, they're going to put him right back into his home.
Shotaro in the USA, bitch.
I feel like that was the plan, because they're doing a 2020 like online concert thing. But I think that Sumin in his head before COVID happened, he wanted to bring that, especially with everything that's happening with the whole like SM thing happening in LA. I feel like he wanted to bring this tour to at least 4 stops in America because it was going to be so big. He was going to hit the major cities, and Shotaro was going to be able to wild out because, you know, he had this fan base already, and he knows how like US fans are. But because everything kind of stopped, he couldn't bring that energy off the bat. He had to be cute and warm and like with the times. You know what I mean? Because like if he came out just thugging out, a lot of them would be like, oh, he's so aggressive. We don't know how. They had to play up the cute factor.
I want aggressive. Bring
Shotaro
like, in his true form to me, please.
Because you are a thotty that lives in America, Cynthia. That's why. That is why. But he is in Korea, Cynthia. He has to be cute. You have to ease into the thoughtness. You have to ease into the crazy. So right now he's cute. He speaks in tiny font. He wears his grandpa sweaters. Everybody's like, he's building his fan base. And then once summer rolls around, and then we can come back to the stage so they can do more stuff, he's gonna be bumping and grinding and wearing bucket hats and being shirtless, just like everyone wants him to be. That's my theory. That's
somebody said the other day, somebody was like, what if Shotaro joins 127 and then we get Baby Don't Like It Shotaro? I said,
I'm saying, they feel like I feel like they have plans for this boy, but because of everything that's happening, they had to like ease him into the Korean public.
SM, whatever plans you do have for Shotaro, please just give me him in some fucking sweats. Like, God, Lord. Sweats, a hoodie, and like a bomber jacket with some like ones on. Jesus Christ, I'd lose my shit.
Stop, I'm sweating just thinking about it.
I'm telling you, this 90s concept, they were building this for the US with this 90s concept, and then COVID came, and now they had to like replan. They couldn't replan the whole concept because but they had to like rethink what was happening and how they're gonna like get this out to the audience. But I'm telling you, they were gonna have like another tour with 2020. I feel it in my soul. It was gonna be like 4 major cities because it would be way too big to bring like a huge tour. But they were gonna have 4 major cities, and they were gonna bring all 23 members, and it was gonna be worth my whole
to get
life.
tickets for you, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that too. Anyways, Aespa, we love it. We kind of are confused, but we're here for it. I'm excited to see what else they drop. For our next comeback, which is also a debut, we have BAE173, Bay173, Crush on You.
No, you were right the first time.
That's so much to say.
I just like calling them Bay.
I'm gonna say Bay 17-3. That's what I'm saying.
Let's just
Bay
change their whole name.
173. Bay 173.
But if you guys don't know, so this is the group under Pocket Dolls, aka Hangul and Dohyun's group. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. They gave us a fun and fresh concept. Very cute.
They're so cute.
I didn't expect to see Hangul doing this, but he looked good doing it, and that's what matters.
But like, I feel like it's not really cute. It's not really the concept is like bright, but I wouldn't say this is a cute concept. I say this is more like a, like fresh coming of age concept.
Yeah, fun and fresh, but they also look very cute.
They were cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they were cutesy, but they looked cute. They looked good. But also, does the name have a meaning? Because I feel like with these numbers, they just
yes.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
I thought it was like 143. Like Soldier Boy. That one song was that?
Yeah, that's why I was just like, is there a hidden meaning in this?
So B is before anything else. That's what Bay stands for. And then 1 is because 1 is the perfect number, so it equals perfection. And then 73 is the number that is accessible and multipliable and dividable. It's the perfect mathematic number, 73.
This is too math.
So they pretty much saying they're perfect. They're perfect. That's what they say.
That's way too much.
The 1 is not the perfect number. I disagree. No. But anyway.
73 does not sound like the perfect number, but let's go with it. I'm not a mathematician.
It's the perfect mathematical number. Like 73 is literally the perfect number.
The limit does not exist. Okay.
Well, I feel like that's doing too much. And for someone that is not like math, I just feel like so attacked.
I know, right?
Like, how was I supposed to know that? Like, that, no.
And then the number 1, even though you're like, oh, number 1's not the perfect number, but it is. Being number 1 is being perfect. So number 1 is the perfect number.
The number 4.
Not necessarily, because what if you're number 1 in something horrible? But I guess you're perfect at being horrible.
Exactly. You're number 1 at that horrible thing.
Yeah.
So you're
That's
the best.
way too much. Why don't they just call themselves perfection or like P squared or something like easy? There's just so many.
Because they wanted to be different, Terica.
I can't with these names. They just get weirder and weirder as the time goes on. And now I just feel like they're gonna start they're just turning into celebrities' kids' names. You know how celebrities just name their kid like Front Door Chocolate Mountain Cherry? I just feel like that's what's happening. They're just gonna be letters soon. It's gonna be like XX721. It's gonna stand for like bright, and I'm like, that's not a word.
But it also rhymes, BAE173, so it's not hard to say. It's not like it's a terrible name to say. Stop coming for them, okay? They are incredible.
Wait, so how you pronounce it is BAE173? I was like Bay 173.
Me too. I read it as Bay 173, and
yeah,
I was like,
same.
where did this come from? It's like a planet.
I see Bay when I see that name.
Yeah, BAE 173. That's just way too much. Bay 173 sounds like a planet. Like,
That's what I'm gonna call them, Bay.
Oh my god, can you
they're
imagine the fan chants? BAE 173, blah blah blah.
That's cute. Isn't that cute?
That is
There's like
cute.
32 members in the group, so it's just gonna be like the longest fan chant.
There's 9 members. There's only 9.
It's gonna be the whole
There's
song.
only 9
Just
members.
the name. The name's gonna take from the opening note to the chorus. Is gonna be just the name.
Damn.
Anyway, Terika, NCT has 20-something
I
members.
know. I don't know why she's coming for me. Like her whole ass group is an NCT 127. It's literally the same thing. It's 3 letters and 3 numbers.
Oh, you're right. Oh my God, you're right.
It's the same thing.
Babe 173.
But it stands for something.
So does this. It's just not something you
No, it
like.
doesn't. They took different concepts and just threw letters together to make it. All they had to do, like, NCT 127 stands for 3 separate things with coordinates. Like you know what I mean? But like, she just explained how BAE 173 is basically the same word or the same concept 5 times. Like, that was very redundant, and they could have just been like perfection, or they could have just been like BAE, or they could have been like 173. Like, they're basically like perfectly squared, perfect.
You would have been like, why are they a barcode? If it was just numbers, you would have been like, why are they a barcode?
No, I wouldn't. I'd be like, wow, what do the numbers stand for? And you could have been like, the numbers stand for perfection. And I would have been like, wow, that's dope. But like, the fact that they said the word perfection in 6 different ways and added it together was very redundant, and I'm very upset.
All they said was before
Anyway.
anything else.
Moving along.
We're good. I know,
I'm
right?
just saying, how can you be mad at a group name that's exactly the same?
This is a great group, and I really enjoyed them. I'm just really strict about people's names nowadays.
This is a great debut. Yes, amazing.
Yes.
Can't wait to see more. Moving on.
Rude. I have not even said what I needed to say because Terika's been going on a rant about the name.
Okay.
Anyway.
I like it. I like their EP too. It's really good. But obviously, like, Tangyul is in it, so I was obviously already like smitten. But I really like this. Like, they're just so like fresh and like so cute.
They're incredible.
And
And the album is great. And
Yeah.
Doohyun wrote some of it. And he's doing amazing. And he's only 15. And I'm proud of him.
That's so
and
wild.
he's incredible. And there's also a tiny little member named Bit. That's his stage name is Bit, and it means light, and he's adorable, and he's a great vocalist, and Hangul is great, and I love Yoojun and Jaemin, and they're great.
And there's a kid that has a huge mouth, and it's like
He's so cute.
Junso. He's so funny.
And he's the leader. Junso is the leader, and he's a 2002 liner, and he's the leader, and he's great. And
2008?
Jaemin, yes, and Jaemin and Yoonjun are my biases, and I love them. And that is that.
Beautiful
Damn.
words.
Thank you.
I just hope the best for this group because they had this is a really strong debut in the sense that everybody liked it. So I just hope that they get more attention and that they keep thriving because they deserve it because this was super fun. Anyways, let's move on before Terika got something else to say about it.
Wow, I feel so attacked, and for what? Anyway.
Oh, you feel attacked. You feel attacked. At the beginning of this episode, I was talking about how excited I was to talk about this, and you just spewed your hatred for them already.
Anyways.
Yeah.
MOMOLAND.
Yes, for our next comeback, we have MOMOLAND. They came out with Ready or Not. The moment this song started, I was just like, is Terika gonna say that this song sounds the same? We shall find out.
does.
So the song does not sound the same until you get to the chorus. And then it's typical MOMOLAND with the whole, like, standing in a line, doing a dance so that everybody can do the dance with them type situation. I was so shook at first. I was like, okay, look at this. Character development. Okay. Yeah.
They went back.
I mean, they have their brand and they're sticking to it. I mean, they're firm believers if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so I'm just like, get your point, MOMOLAND.
But let's talk about this music video because I really liked it. I liked the colors and how pink it was.
Very
And
pink.
the girl that was wearing the fluffy yellow top, love that top. I want it. But yeah, like Terika said, there was a point that I was just like, this sounds just like their other song.
I wonder if they like brainwash people with their songs. Like that's why it sounds
That's
the same.
exactly
It's, like,
what
repetitive.
it is. That's exactly
It's like
what's
Josie and the
happening.
Pussycats. So it's just like over and over. Like you will love MOMOLAND. You will love MOMOLAND. You will love MOMOLAND.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Anyways, MOMOLAND did that, but at the same time, they sounded like the same as before. Yay, are we ready or not? Maybe we're not. Okay.
Are we ready or not to change the chorus?
Right?
On to bigger and better things. WOODZ came back. He looks so cute with his little perm. He was so cute.
There was no structure, just vibes. A la quirky.
This was literally no structure, just vibes. I penned that motto and he put it into a music video and I'm so happy. There was balloons, there was fucking costume. He was in like a teddy bear. There was cars like skr skr skr. There was girls, there was tattooed dancers, like everything.
Mm-hmm.
They were vibing. They were just having fun. They're like, let's just go out into this like random location and just vibe. And everybody's like, all right, bet. And that's what happened.
It was great. It was great.
I know.
This music video still gave me like fall vibes. Like when I watched it, I was telling Kat that it's like right at the beginning of fall time. Like summer just ended and it's getting a little chilly, but it's not like too cold yet. You know what I mean? And that's like the video. That's what the vibe was giving me because it was still fall, but early fall.
I feel it.
But I loved it. I love how fun it was. And again, yeah, like how it was just vibes. No structure, just vibes. He looks super cute with his little perm. And I really I like the sound for him. The album is also really, really good. And the song that he has with Jamie is amazing.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah, no, like they're like Terika said, we might be still mad about what happened, but if they made up, then that's their business. But I can't deny it. That song was beautiful. But yeah, but the album is chef's kiss, beautiful. I mean, hello is WOODZ, and I do prefer his dark hair, but you know what? He still looks cute, so it's okay.
He looked cute.
He
still looked cute
with his little perm.
I know.
And his little, what is that? Like an octopus bag? I don't know what that creature
Yes,
was.
it's a monkey. I think it's a monkey.
A monkey. It's so cute. I want it. Like I was about it.
You said octopus.
I don't know. I just remember it like having legs and being pink, and I was like, octopus, obviously.
I thought it was a spider. I mean, when it first came out, I thought it was a spider, like a pink spider.
See?
Is it a spider? Oh man.
So see, now we don't know.
I guess you interpret it how you will.
Whatever vibe you get from the bag, that's what animal it is.
That's what it is.
Oh my god, it's like me buying the strawberry bag because I saw Johnny wearing it.
Strawberry cow, you make me go wow.
Don't even.
Excuse me, what?
The song.
Okay, anyway, CNBLUE, everybody is back.
Oh, it was so good. So good!
First of all, they looked amazing.
Amazing.
Second of all, they have come back with Then, Now, and Forever, which makes you want to cry a little bit.
I know. They've been here then, they're gonna be there here now, and then they're gonna be here forever.
Oh my god.
They got rid of the piece of garbage that was in their band, and now they released this beautiful piece of art where they looked incredible. Sounded insane, and the music video was beautiful, and it was just...
It was a museum, a work of art. Truly
It
was.
is a work of
Minhyuk.
art. Oh my god, I
wow.
know. He's so fine. Oh my god, I love him.
He's so hot.
Oh wow. They're all just so like exquisite. Like, wow.
You right.
Like,
That's a
what they
man.
are.
That's a man band right there.
They're
That's
very
our man.
refined and classy and just...
But
sexy
I love this because like they haven't had a comeback in like 3 to 4 years. And
4 years, yeah.
Literally like people were really hype about this. They were expecting something like super upbeat and whatever. Kind of like Cinderella type of thing. But then they hit us with this and I was just like, you know what? Like this is completely fine because Still is a masterpiece. I'm just like, how do I describe the song? I'm just like,
it's sentimental, I think is the
there we
word
go.
for it.
Yeah, thank you. It's like comforting as well. Like it feels like a comforting sound.
It's definitely because CNBLUE has been through so much in the span of like the last 2 years.
Yeah.
With everything that's happened and their like enlistments and everything, and like they're celebrating their 10th year anniversary. Like obviously it's been really tough with like what's been going on for not just CNBLUE but obviously with fans. And I know they talked in an interview where they're like they didn't want to rush anything. So they didn't want to like put something out before they all enlisted, or they didn't want to put something out after everything had happened. And so they were just like, we're just going to take our time. Like the fans are going to understand. And when we put out what we put out, it's just going to feel like us, like it's going to feel genuine. And I think that's literally what they did. And I was like, yes.
I think so
beautiful.
too. Like
amazing.
Even, like even in the music video, like did y'all catch like everything was like blue?
Yeah.
Like,
it was like all white and then it continuously became blue. Like there was hints of blue, but then like as it progressed, everything became blue. And then they were blue. Like they had like dark navy suits on, and my man with his long coat. Yes, baby, you did that. The man, that man with the long tailored coat. Period. But anyway, yeah, like they ended up being blue themselves, and it was really good.
And the rest of the album, insane.
So good.
Yeah,
insane.
So good.
I love Blue Stars and Winter Again. Like I got chills. Like it's just a vibe. Like their whole album is.
They're just so
vibe.
good. So good.
They are so good, and that's why Guanil said that he would want them at their festival. So.
You're right, and
you right.
as an artist.
Yeah, right? I was just like, he would invite me as an artist, and I was just like, all right, I guess. I'll be the MC. And then he invited Day 6 and CNBLUE. I said, that's a party, that's a party, that's a party.
Oh my God, is that where we're making our debut at his festival? Pendejas is making their debut.
Yes!
Yes! Guanel's gonna
hook a debut stage.
I'm excited for that. But CNBLUE, amazing. Chef's Kiss. This whole album, the three of y'all just... Wow.
Beautiful, man.
That's all you need. That's all you need. Okay, this is it. This is the group, and that's it.
For our next comeback, we have AKMU. They came back with Happening.
This song is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I love their music so much.
Same. And the transitions in the music video are super cool. And I like how they have like, it's like a play on words of happy ending. Because they're just like, oh, it's happening because it's right now. So they're not thinking about anything else. It's just in this moment. So I was just like, that is genius.
Yeah, and the video was just like, oh, it was like art. I was like, yes.
Just yes.
It is time now for our BTS album review of B. So let's get this going with the first song, which is Life Goes On, which is also the single. And wow, they got us in our feels.
But when they said that they were going to be working, like, it's just primarily them working on this song, like, they did this during quarantine, it's just all about them. I was like, oh God, here we go.
Cookie directed it.
Yeah, I was like, here we go. It's going to hit everybody in the feels. It's just going to be so unnecessary. And I was correct.
I would just like to give everyone a warning. If you are to watch this music video with Cynthia, stay far away from her. She will slap the shit out of you. At the first sight of Kim Tae-young, you will get a fucking smack in the back of the head like you've never experienced in your life.
But
she hit you in the back
no,
of the
I hit her really hard. I'm so sorry.
Smacked the shit out of me. Like, I was discombobulated for a good 5 seconds.
I didn't expect him to pop up right away and then like it just be a close-up and you can see like the lunar on his nose, and you know how I feel about that lunar on his nose. So
Kat doesn't even remember the video. She just blanked out. She was just unconscious for a long time. No one knew.
The whole time.
It was crazy though, because like we had to move our filming schedule around because of the Lucy Fansign, and so we had to film early instead, and then it worked out amazing because BTS is like, guess what, there's a countdown and the video's out tonight, and then we're like lit, and so we like filmed our reactions, we finished it, and then we like refreshed like the countdown, and we're like, oh my God, it's a minute left, so let's go.
But Life Goes On, yeah, I was just like, this is like Spring Day Part 2, but you could tell that this was like, even not just the song, but like the whole album, you can tell that this is like for ARMY. Like, if you don't know BTS or you don't like them like that and things like that, you're gonna think that this album is very sad and like bleh, like, you know, maybe for like 1 or 2 songs, because that's what I saw a lot of people that don't stand BTS like that. They're just like, this is like I don't want to, and I quote, they said, I don't want to hear millionaires talk about how sad they are.
My God.
Wow.
Their feelings are
And I was
valid.
like, damn.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like people in general should be able to relate to this song right now.
Yeah.
Listen, regardless if you are a millionaire or a bajillionaire, like, you're still stuck in the house. Like, you're still contemplating your life right now. Like, there's no, oh, because you have money, COVID doesn't affect you. No, what? No, that's not how that works.
This song though made me realize that like aside from like, you know, people like getting sick or dying or being like out of work, like it made me think about how the different ways COVID affected people, because for like depending on how your state or your country or your town handled it. So for BTS, for example, Korea, like they went into like a shutdown. Like
A shutdown.
nobody was leaving their house for like 2 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like for them, like they like everything felt like it stopped. Like so when everybody like when the world stopped, like everything felt like boom. But like for me, I didn't feel that like at all, because where I was like I was considered quote unquote an essential worker. So for people who had to quarantine or people who had to work from home, like for me, my life didn't stop. I got up every day at the same time, did the same thing, and went to work. Like the only difference for me is that my outlet got taken away. So like my life didn't change as far as like my day-to-day routine, but my like I said, the way that I decompress changed. So everybody else kind of had to just stop their lives and change, and just kind of at first it was like, okay, we'll hang out, we'll take a break from work, we'll make TikToks. But then all of a sudden, like when things just didn't get better within a week, everybody was like, what the heck is happening? But meanwhile for me, my life was still happening, but the thing that I like looked forward to was gone. So I felt like I was on a loop of work. So I had no escape as far as like, okay, now I can take my vacation and go see my friends, or now I can go travel and do this. Like there was no stopping for me. So I didn't get the whole everything stopped situation. I got like just more stress upon stress upon stress, because I didn't get to. And then when I did quote unquote quarantine, because someone at my job got COVID, it didn't feel like a quarantine. It just felt like I had 3 days off of work and then I went back to work. So it just kind of made me think about it, because for some people like in New York and like in California, or like maybe where you guys in Washington, like things did stop because like no one was on the streets, everyone had to stay home. But like me, like there for a good while everybody else was in quarantine or where everyone else is in lockdown, people were still going to bars where I live. So like I didn't feel that the world stopped thing the way that a lot of people did. And that song kind of like Life Goes On kind of like opened that to me, because like in their sense it's like even though everything is stopping, life is going on. But in my sense, it was just like life just keeps going on even if everybody else doesn't, for me. You know what I mean? So it's just like there's so many different layers to COVID that I feel like what you guys were saying, despite if you're a millionaire or you know, minimum wage, like your life was changed. Maybe not in the same way theirs was, but like everyone felt stuck or sad or some type of something, you know?
And I feel like for idols especially, like their work is their outlet. Like it's what gets them out of their head. Like they're so used to being go, 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 go all the time that when they actually have to sit there in their thoughts, it's probably terrifying, like it is for anyone. Like no one likes to overthink about everything. But now they're like, oh my God, like we had to cancel these concerts. We had to do this. Like we can't even practice. We can't go on shows. We can't do nothing. Like what if people forget about us? Like what if people don't care by the time all of this is over, you know? Like in the music or entertainment industry, like your time is limited. Like there's very few cases of longevity in this industry. So like to be in a place where you're on a standstill, like how easily you can be forgotten, that's terrifying. Like that's...
Even with the whole, like, even going into the military thing, like, people are just like, crap, because those 2 years, you know, people can't forget you.
And that sucks, too, because it's like, we had this whole year of nothingness, and there are some older members who, like, now, next year, they gotta go into the military. So it's like, well, dang.
And even for BTS themselves, they've always talked about how much, like, performing, like, how much they love performing. And so for them... taking that away from them was what seems to have hit them harder, because like they can like sleep now for like a little bit, but now they can't see fans, they can't perform on stage, which is
Yeah,
literally
exactly.
what they were like born to be. Like they
Yeah,
like
and what they look forward to.
exactly, they built their whole entire life, they literally gave up their youth to be able to perform and do what they love, and now they weren't able to do that. And when they were able to do that for the online concerts, obviously it's like way different, you know, like the first online concert, all they had was like a chat, and then the second one was like, oh yeah, you can actually like see their faces like online, but it's still not the same, you know what I mean?
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's
And,
not
like,
the same.
for a group like BTS who built their whole base is their fans. Like they're so interactive with their fans. And so I know, like, maybe it sounds weird, but I know, like, for them and for even like other artists too, like if if you have that connection with your fans, just seeing how like this hurt your fans, or not being able to like see them or talk to them, or just seeing that like they're going through so much and you just kind of can't do anything. Like the small thing you felt like you could do, like by performing or making music or things like that, you can't anymore. So it's like you can't even be there to help your fans. You're just kind of seeing them also sitting around like just stuck.
Even in the lyrics of the song, they're kind of saying that like people say the world has changed, but thankfully like between you and me, like nothing's changed.
Oh, Yoongi, yeah.
Yeah,
I wrote that
like
down.
Yoongi's part,
Yeah.
which I mean that's when he's like, and I was just like, yes.
I do like the like this rap style that he's been playing with. It reminded me of his verse in Blueberry Eyes with Max, and it's like you know, like kind of urban. I don't know. I like it. I dig it.
So, but that's what they were going with, you know, like even though like there's so much around us that has changed, like how for them it could change in, you know, like the XYZ way, but like Terika said, like for us, like it changed in a different way. It's kind of like our outlet to go have fun or like de-stress is out, because for us, like we continued working every day, but still the bond bit with fans, like it's still there, and like all that stuff. So that's why I thought it was like just so emo. And then they decided to show the freaking venue, and I was like, how dare y'all? How dare y'all do this to us?
And I feel like this was unapologetically for ARMY. I don't think BTS made this song for anyone else.
Yeah. Or this album in general.
This whole album. That's what I mean. Like that's what I was saying. Like if you're not ARMY, like you're gonna look at this album and be like, damn, like why is this so sad, or why like XYZ. But if you're ARMY, you're reading this and you know, like it's because that's what we're both going through type of thing.
Well, that's the thing about BTS, though. Even like Namjoon talked about in the press conference that they have always just made music for what they're feeling and what is going on in their lives currently, which is why like even if you like listen to their past albums, like it's always like a different sound in a way, and I love that about them. But so that this album is reflecting that they are going through a pandemic with the rest of the world, and they have feelings, and so this is the sound that they came up with, and I love it. It is 100% BTS. And there was even like a lyric that Namjoon said in the song that said, "Guess I'm only human after all." I was like, damn.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, because people are like, oh, they're not really feeling this, and it's like, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
But also like most of BTS's like quote unquote emo songs, they're sad, but there's always like hope in them. So like just like the concept of this song, like, you know, how they're talking about how they were affected by COVID and just being stuck and things like that. But the title itself, like life goes on, like, yeah, right now this is happening, but we can't sit and just be idle. Like we can't just sit in our own sadness. Like you're allowed to be sad and stuff, but life is still gonna happen, and there's small joys in things, and you just kind of have to take those small wins or those like small happinesses and just kind of like push through. And so that's what I like about their songs. Like even though they're like, yeah, we're sad, but you know, together
we're gonna get through this. Yeah, exactly.
I saw people comparing this to Spring Day. Like people compare it, like it was like a response to Spring Day, which
that's why I'm Spring Day Part 2. That's why I kept saying.
Yeah. Like the lyrics, it does sound like a response to it, and also randomly, like throughout the entire day, I'll just be like an echo in the forest.
Right?
Yeah, I thought that was really cool because like that also represents how like every day felt like a loop. Like after a while, like after like not the excitement, because like nothing about this is exciting, but like people kind of took this as like the first couple weeks, like, okay, like if we
It's
go
a break.
and do this, it's gonna be a break. Like I don't have to go to work. Like it'll be resolved in like a month or two. Things would be great. And then after those 2 weeks, everything just felt like it was just on a loop. Like you wake up, you do this.
For
You eat,
real.
you watch TV, you sit in your house. And so like the whole echo in the forest thing is kind of like when you go echo, it's like echo. It's like surround sound. Like everything is just on a loop constantly all the time.
I mean, mentally, I'm still in March, so.
Girl.
Mentally, I'm still in 2019.
You're right.
Damn.
What's a 2020? We don't know her.
We don't know her. You're right.
The next song on the album is Fly to My Room, and I want to say that this is my favorite song in the album. I love it because it's kind of like saying, well, first of all, I love Jimin's voice in this.
Yes.
He was belting out them ad-libs at the end. Ooh, his voice.
His voice was amazing in this. Like, it just sounded so good. It suited the song.
Like, it was so good. I love, like, it was like a chill vibe, and I like the meaning behind it because it's kind of like you're turning your room into your world, which is true. Like, you find yourself now like, well, I gotta make do with what I have to do. So my room is my sanctuary, basically. Yeah. And I have to create like a world in here in order to not go crazy. You're right. So I love it. And also you got the combination of V-Men and Soap.
Oh my God! Yo, soulmate culture.
It was soulmate culture. Yo, but when Jimin started and was like, this whole year got stolen, I was like, oh, I felt that king.
Yeah, you're right. It reminded me of that sad video of that girl who was just like she listed all of her like resolutions or things she was gonna do in 2020.
Oh my God,
and like when she was just like, make more money, she's like, I've been unemployed since March, and she was just like, spend more time with my grandma. Like her grandma died, and I'm just like, yeah, it was so sad. Like everything that she wanted to do for 2020, like every one of her plans, literally the opposite happened. Like it was so sad. It like I was just like, oh no.
The year really did get stolen. I feel that.
But again, like the vibe of the song and like how they did it, like it's just I loved it. I feel like it fit me, and I was just dancing like swaying with the song.
Yeah. And I thought it was fitting too that like these two, like this unit was the unit that did like the Fly Me to My Room or whatever, because like we know that Hobie and Jimin share a room, so like they're always like, so like you could, not only is their room like their safe space or their comfort, but like each other, because they're always there. And then like with the whole thing of like him Jimin and then like Tae being so close, and then the whole like Hobie's always with Yoongi type thing, you can just imagine like the four of them just hanging out in this room like all the time, and like writing this song in this room, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And Yoongi's like, you know, he's expressed that he's like a lazy person, so he lounges a lot, like around a lot. So I was just like, I know that this man was probably in his room when they announced this, like, oh, we off? Okay. He was probably in there for like a whole week. And then after he's like, okay, I'm bored.
Yeah. They're probably sitting in that room. We're like, oh my God, wouldn't it be funny if we made a song about being in the room? like, oh yeah, that's great.
Jimin slept for 3 days straight, and then he woke up after 3 days of sleeping, and he's like, oh shit, that was lit. Okay, now what?
Yeah, exactly.
And again, they were in their room. I love, like, one of my favorite things, obviously, besides like listening to the album without lyrics, just to like hear the song and just keep hearing it, but like one of my favorite things about Comeback is always reading the translations, because they put into words things I never even thought about, like what Carolina was saying about like the room and the being your sanctuary. When Yoongi was even saying how his room has like a way to accept all of his emotions, I was like, damn, he's right. He's right.
How they were saying it's like your room like welcomes you and embraces you, and it's like your comfort space. So like
it's your therapist. Your room is your therapist.
Like how many things, like I saw so many people during this quarantine like redecorate, reorganize, throw away things. Like even we did it. So it's like that's the vibe that I got, that they were just like, we made this space it's like when you're little and you like create a fort, and you're like, in the fort is like the castle with the princess and the this, and you come up with like the whole story. I feel like that's what I felt while listening to this, in the sense of like that's what they did with their room. Like they had to like make it into something more exciting than what it was. So I really liked it, as you can tell.
Snaps.
The next song though, Blue and Gray.
This song so much. I love
This is the saddest bitch in town. I'm just saying.
My man worked on it, and I'm so proud of
So
him.
of course it was very angsty and artsy. And
This song is beautiful. This is how I know me and Tay would be friends, because we vibe with the same shit. Me and him are on the same fucking wavelength, because this song is fucking beautiful.
Retweet.
Literally, I heard this song, and the second it started, like, my whole body was just, like, covered in chills. I was like, oh, this is it.
It's funny that you
This is
say
the one.
chills, because like when Yoongi started like rapping, his tone felt like a blanket. Like the whole thing felt like
a warm hug.
yeah, like warm, and I was just like, oh my god. And also, but it also gave me the sense of like limbo. Like it was a very in between. Like even when the song ended with Tay, like it felt incomplete. Like I was like you know how like you tell your friends good night and then you lay down, but then you get back on Twitter and you're like scrolling.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. Like it was like the song ended, but I was just like, but no, like
The feeling lingered.
yeah, it lingered, and so I was just like, this is something. Something's happening with this.
I'm gonna set the mood for when I listened to this album when it came out. Okay, I was listening to it. I started listening to it with me and Cynthia. I was like, no, you know what? I'm gonna wait. So I waited till the next day, and I was in a bath, and I was like, oh, let me listen to the BTS album. I put it on shuffle. I said, bloop, and this song came on, and I was like, I was in the bathtub. I had a candle on, and I was just like, oh my God, God needed me to be in this moment when I listened to this song. Because it was like euphoric. Like everything around me just turned into like a scene from like an old black and white movie, and I was just like, oh my God, this is everything to me. And the contrast between Jimin and Tay, their voices together, Jesus Lord.
Amen.
I lost my mind several times. I was crying in the bathtub. My mom literally knocked on the door. She said, are you okay? I was like, yeah, this is BTS. I'm fine.
Mood. It's like, are you good?
And-
It's fine. It's BTS.
And I was just like sitting there in awe. I literally listened to the song on repeat. Like I put it on repeat on my phone, and that's all I listened to in the bath. And I was just like, this is like, wow, this is everything. Like I looked up in my bathroom and I thought I was like outside and like a starry like night.
Oh my god.
I was just like, oh my God, this is
She had an
incredible.
out-of-body
It was-
experience.
I did. I was like, there was an outer body experience. Like I was like, what is going on? Like this shouldn't be happening.
You're right. Praise
I
my
was like,
man
if
song.
only I
You're
was
right.
on some like drugs, this would have been like,
Oh my god.
This is the drug. This is the drug.
Yeah.
I mean, this song, I'm so proud of Tay and the song for this entire song, obviously. He said that he was like feeling really burnt out, so he decided to work on the song instead of dwell on those emotions. And then this is the song that he came up with, and I was like, yes, king. That's my man's. Can't wait for the mixtape. I really hope he drops it on his birthday. Imagine, like the day before the end of the year. Amazing, breathtaking. Yes. Anyway, speaking it, manifesting it.
You're right.
Anyway, there was a lyric that it made me really tear up when I read the lyrics, because at first I was like, Kat, just kept listening to it. I was like, yes, love this. But when I read the lyrics, it said, I just want to be happier. Is that a big greed? I was like,
you're right.
Yep.
because I feel that on the daily.
Like, it even trended when the album got out. On the trending topics, I just want to be happier was trending.
Yeah. But like that was like a really like that hit me too, because like
Yeah.
sometimes I stop and think like when he said I just want to be happier, is that a big greed? I was thinking about like I've been complaining and whining like I can't go travel, I can't go to concerts, I can't see my friends, and I'm like, is that being like a brat? Like is that being a greedy? Because like there are people who like they can't buy groceries and they can't go to work. And I'm over here just like, I just want to go to a concert. And so, but then again, like I said, that everybody think about how everyone is struggling in different ways with what's happening. And so I was just like,
I took this lyric and more of like a like obviously the girls here know like I have a lot of things going on personally since like I was like 19 that I had to unfortunately grow up faster than I really wanted to. And like I always say this all the time, that I'm like, I really like, I wish I didn't have to do that. And I always like, I feel like I shouldn't think like that, but like it just like hurts, you know? Like I just want to be happy and free of this burden I have on my shoulders that like literally weighs me down and makes my hair turn gray and like fall out. Like that's how stressed I am on the daily. And I also feel greedy when I'm like, but I shouldn't feel like that because I have this burden, but I want everyone to be happy around me, but then like I feel so weighed down. So like
Exactly.
that's why this lyric hit me so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just know that when I was listening to the album, because I heard it right after like it came out, this song came on, and then when it says that like when it started, I had to just pause and sit down, and when it said that like I just want to be happy, I was just like, oh, this bitch sad. Like I don't even I was like, I don't even have to read the lyrics. I was like, this bitch is sad. I just know it. But it did bring up a point, because a lot of people were saying like, oh, I think I read a review and I don't remember who wrote it, like what outlet it was, but they were kind of saying like, oh, you know, like this is kind of like saying like you're depressed and sad because, you know, COVID and blah blah blah. But some other people were bringing that up and saying like, no, like people have been dealing with these things before COVID. It's just that
it's so
now
much more than that.
Yeah, exactly. Like people have been dealing with this for forever. It's just that everybody wants to like erase it. Like now that, yeah, it's COVID, like people are blaming it on that. But I'm just like, no, like, you know, people, or you know of somebody, like even, you know, your friend knows somebody type of thing. Like that's dealing with that shit. So I'm just like, you know, this is not, it's not because of quarantine. Like people have been going through this.
Yeah.
So the fact that Tay took this time, because I didn't know that that's how he wrote this or like worked on this. But it just tells you that now, because they finally had some free time, they were able to put those thoughts into paper, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I was going to say. Like this, it just kind of like amplified everything, because like people were already dealing with like mental health issues or just personal things, and now that they have, it's kind of like, it sucks because now you have time to just kind of like sit and think about it, because a lot of people, the way that they like deflect or they just kind of keep moving is if they're just busy all the time. Like if I just keep myself moving, I won't think about how sad I am. But like now that you don't have that option, it's just like amplified, and you can either like sit in it and you have time to kind of express it and talk it out to people, or maybe you're just sitting in it and you can't find the words to talk about it, you know what I mean? So I think that this was like a really nice way for him to be able to express how he's feeling, but also to be able to share that, like, for people who can't express it, to let them know that they have, like, they're not by themselves. Like, you're not the only one feeling this, and that, like, I'm gonna say this in my own words, and maybe that can help you be able to say it too.
Yeah, we've also talked about Tay a lot in general, about like his capabilities and like his songwriting and like just his the way he articulates everything and puts everything like into perspective in his own way, and how his mind just works differently. And I think more than anything, I feel like this was a song for him to tell people that are going through everything, like, yo, I'm here with you. Like, I'm going through the same shit. Like, it's not just you by yourself. Just because, you know, we know the type of person Tay is. Like, he's caring, he's mindful, he's incredibly expressive, but also insanely, like, to himself. So, like, this, I felt like, was a way for him to be like, look, right now is like gonna be the hardest part in life right now. Like, this is it. Like, you're in your mind, I'm in my mind all the time, you're in your mind all the time. This is a song to help at least comfort you just a little bit. And that's literally what it was. It was a comfort song. And especially like just the blend of all of them together. Like, Namjoon's verse was fucking incredible. And it's just, you're just like, how do these men exist? Like, I don't understand how they can articulate things so beautifully. And it's really true. Like, they articulate things in a way that nobody is doing right now. Like, they're giving you like their entire heart and soul with like no repercussion. They really don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks. So it's just insane. Like, this album, I think, portrays literally their earnest feelings, and that's so cool. And this song in particular was just like, ugh, Yes, Tay.
And you know what's cool going off of that? Because right after this song is the fucking skit
Oh, this.
of
Oh my
them.
god.
I miss
With
their
the
skits
billboard.
so much. Because they're so funny. They're so fucking funny.
They're stupid.
Like, first of all, at Big Hit released the unedited version. I want to hear Yoongi curse for... Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's just like, beep,
Literally.
beep, beep.
Yeah. But going off of, like, what Kat said, like, it's crazy to think of, like, this song and how, like, they came all the way to this, and then, like, right after that, it's like, boom, the skit with them hitting, like, #1 in Billboard. Kind of saying, like, even though we're going through all this stuff, even though we're, like, dealing with all of our personal problems, and, like, you could be dealing with your personal problems, like, you could still achieve things. Like, you could still, like, hit #1 for whatever, you know? So I thought that was really cool, like, how they put that right after. Even though it's, like, a switch of emotions, because you're like, oh, my God, this is so sad. And then they're just like, woo, Billboard! I'm
Whenever they do skits, before I read the translation, I always feel like that one picture where the little boy's eating the salad with the pictures.
Yeah, they're all laughing.
That's what I always feel like.
Me too. I was dying laughing and didn't know what was going on, but it was hilarious.
Exactly.
The only thing that when it was like the beep, 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 I was dying. I was like, that's Yoongi right there. I know it.
But then it also made me emotional because I think of their other skits and how, like, one of their skits was them talking about getting #1 at, like, music shows.
I know.
And then now it's gradually become getting #1 on Billboard. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yep. Yep.
love
And
it
I mean, and
insane.
even they say, like, in the skit, they were just like, how iconic would it be that we have to go we have to go practice No More Dream, which is our debut song, and then right after, and then the same day, like, we got #1 on Billboard. You feel? Like, that was Namjoon. I was like, wow.
Geniuses, period.
But moving on from the skit, then it goes into Telepathy.
Oh my god, me too.
Yeah, this is another one of my favorites. Like, it's so groovy. Love the
So
retro
good.
feel. The cowbell thing. I was like, oh yeah, hit that cowbell. I was like, I was here for it.
Yes.
I really like it.
So good.
They have a lyric that says, even though we're far away now, we have the same mind. And it's like, it just felt like them. Like, you know how they've been, like, friends for so long, they've been together for so long, that they think the same. It's like, for example, like, if we're like saying something and then, like, you say it and you're just like, I was just thinking that shit. You feel like that best friend telepathy going on?
Yeah.
I literally wrote that in the group chat because, like, there was a point in time before we, like, went to Florida that we hadn't seen each other forever, but, like, we talk in the group chat all the time, and, like, there's so many times where someone's literally writing something and you can tell they sent it boom boom, and it's like the exact same statement, and we're just like, oh. Or, like, we'll send each other the same freaking TikTok at the same time, like, in the other group chat. It's like, oh, okay.
Or in the Twitter one where we send each other something on Twitter, we're like, oh, my bad, Kat already sent it, or like,
but I thought of, like, when I was listening to the song before I read the lyrics or anything, I thought of that meme, you know, that the video of Minho walking down the street all happy.
Oh my
I love
god.
that video.
That's what I thought of with this song, bro. I love it. But I like it. It's like kind of telling everybody, like, we're still together in heart and spirit no matter what, even if we're not seeing each other.
I mean,
like, we still got that.
it's crazy, this album, how it's just like, oh, sadness. When will we see each other again? The world is ending. Then boom. You know what? Let's just hit the skate ring and just vibe.
Yeah, let's hang out. Like, I can just imagine them just, like, dancing around, like, after, like, they slept for 3 days. They're like, okay, cool, what should we do? They're like,
Dance party.
let's watch movies! And they're, like, dressing in their onesies, and they're just, like, hanging out, like, eating popcorn and throwing it at each other, just, like, having the time of their lives, just being best friends. Because I feel like that's also a plus side if you think of it in terms of COVID. You think of, like, all the families that, like, didn't really eat dinner together, really didn't hang out, and then they were forced to be together 24/7, and now they're, like, playing board games and hanging out and watching movies and, like, getting to know each other, like, all over again. So I was like, this is really fun. Like, sometimes you just have that vibe with people, like, you may not be around them or see them for forever, but, like, when you do hang out or when you do talk, it's just like, you've been living together for 36 years.
And also, I have to talk about the Yoongi Cookie duo in the chorus, because that shit was fire.
You're right.
So good when Yoongi did that, and then Jungkook just in the back, and I was like, ah!
They're so cute.
Yes. I was like, yes, I am living for all of this. I was like, this is the best fucking duo like ever. Like I didn't know I needed it until I got it, and I was like,
they're
yes,
such a cute duo. Like
That's my duo
everything.
right there.
I was like, okay, Jungkook, calm down.
I love it, bro. When I heard the cowbell for the first time, I was like, I never thought I would fuck with this, but here I am. I was like,
More
hit
cowbell.
the
I just
cowbell.
imagine Yoongi like getting a package, and everybody's like, ooh, I wonder what he got, and he like rolls up to the like studio, and he's like, I got something for the song, everybody. And they're like, ooh, what is it? And he just like pulls out a cowbell, and they're like, what the fuck? He's like, I got this.
Like, don't worry about it.
He's like, just play the fucking track. Doom, doom, doom. Oh my God, that's amazing, right? Ready? Doom, doom, doom. Oh my God. Oh my God. Doom, doom, doom. Like,
It's so good. It's so good. But it's like, yeah, like it was like the skit was like the switch for the rest of the album. Because right after we have This Ease, which has like an old school hip hop influence
It's
in
Hope
it.
World
So good.
featuring BTS.
Yep. Yep. Pretty much.
literally, I literally have it in my notes. This should be on a Hobie mixtape. Like, this is literally.
It is Hobie. And Hobie
So
was talking
freaking
about
good.
coffee in the beginning. Like, the beginning was literally like a yawn. Like, he was just waking up. And he's like, all right, let's go. Let's get it started. Talking about coffee. I was like, that was for Terica. And you can't convince me
on the
otherwise.
But this song was the one that I was the most confused out of, like, reading the lyrics. Because I was just like, are they saying people are the disease? Like, are they saying they are the disease?
I mean, technically, right now, people are the disease.
You
so.
right.
Like being idle is the disease. Like sitting, like not like sitting around and not like having anything to do.
That's what they were talking about. They were saying like, oh, the real illness is like their inability to like just rest and like not work on anything, because they've always talked about just being on the go at all times, that when they're forced to just hang out and just chill, that they're just like, no, we should be doing something. We should be working. Like, we need to work on music. That's like what I took the song as, which is honestly so true, because like, for example, I'm so used to like having to do a lot of things all at once. And so I think it happened to Carolina once where she asked me, she's like, hey, am I supposed to be editing something right now? And I was like, no. Why? And she's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like I should be doing something. Like, I need to be working on something.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're right.
No, it's because I was used to working like 7 days a week. Yeah. So when I stopped working at my weekend gig, I was like, what do I do now?
Yeah. Exactly.
Me,
and I feel like that
editing.
just kind of gets you with, like, even if you're someone who, like, doesn't do a lot or doesn't go out all the time, when you're forced to not do something, sometimes you just get that itch. It's like, well, now that I can, I just kind of really want to do something. Like, I just feel like I need to be doing something. Why am I just sitting here? Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? So
It's like that feeling. It's like that feeling in the back of your head where you're just like scrolling on TikTok and you're just like, this is wrong. I should be doing something productive. Like,
right.
what should I
And
be
I've
doing?
been like,
Yeah.
and everyone feels that. Sometimes you'll jump up and be like, is there something I should be doing? Like, I have way too much free time and it just feels odd. So like, I know like if we're feeling that way, someone whose schedule is packed every day, like every minute of the day they're doing something, I know like for all that to just like not be a thing anymore, I bet that definitely felt real. Like sleeping in and waking up like, wait, am I supposed to be at work? Like, are we supposed to be doing
like, I missed the photo shoot. I don't know
like,
what.
God, no, what?
I don't know what photo shoot, but I missed something.
I know, right? No, that was me this morning. I woke up at like 9 a.m. and I was like, I'm late for work. And I was like, wait, no, it's Sunday.
Yep.
Me on Saturdays, like, cause I edit during my lunch period. I edit when I come home. I'm editing at all times every single day. Like, I shit you not. But like the last like, I want to say like 2-3 weeks, like on Saturdays, I kind of just chill and hang out. And I've been trying to do that for, mental health issues. But it's like every Saturday where I'm like, okay, this is my off day. Even as I know, and I told myself it's my off day, and I know that I already worked every single day, and I'm gonna work on Sunday, I still have that weird feeling where I can't fully relax. Where I'm like, I could like edit while I'm watching this movie. Like, I could like do something else on the side,
But see, for me, like when I was listening to this, I was like, they always do this, BTS. They put the songs with like the question life or are kind of like sad or whatever, but it's the funkiest and most upbeat song in the freaking album. They're like, hey, we're just so sad, but we're just gonna rock and roll, everybody. I'm less like,
Put on the
y'all
catchy
always
beat.
do this. But at first I was just confused because I was reading the lyrics and I was just like, wait, like, what do they mean? Because are they talking literal, like the people are the deceased? But then it's like this ease, so it's like you're uneasy. So I was like, is it you yourself being uneasy?
Or not even unease too. It could just like this ease, like the ease of not doing anything. Like this ease is like weird to me. Like it's just making me feel like the ease of just waking up all day every day and not having any schedules or whatever. Like
I never even thought about, see, like that's why I was just like, I was like that meme of the guy with the board in the back and all the all the red string. I was just like, how like, which one is it?
There's also a tweet that I sent. I don't know if what group chat is in. We have like 82,000 group chats, but it's like breaking down a part in June's verse about like him talking about being ill, but like also like it says, I'm ill, yeah, I'm work itself, I'm the job itself. And it's like, okay, it's like he's sick of working, so you can take ill as in like he's being sick. But then they said you can also do ill as in like it means like work in Korean. And so he's like, he's work. He's defined by his work. Who he is his work. So like, you know, it's weird not that he doesn't know who he is anymore because he is his work. And now that he doesn't have his work, what does he do? And then also ill as in like number one, ill like his job, like he's number one too, so he's the best at his job, he is his job, but also he's like sick of working and being defined as his job.
Wow, Kim Namjoon.
Yeah, like people analyze his verses all the time and they're always just like the most, I'm just like, who are you, sir? Like, God.
Kim Namjoon, sir, please.
My president,
please just run for president.
Please. I will go be a citizen of whatever country.
You're right.
The next song on the album is Stay. This is the main stage hoe at EDC.
It is a main stage hoe, which is ironic because Yoongi doesn't like EDM. It's not that he's against it, but he's just not a huge fan of EDM. And this is the only song that Yoongi didn't help produce, and it's the
because
EDM song.
It was all Cookie. Cookie was in
EDM.
there like, no, we're gonna do this.
But I feel like this is such like a fan song. I feel like, because it's like,
oh yeah,
talking about how like, yeah, like no matter what's going on, I
Girl,
know you're
EDM
stick
could be
with
fan
me.
songs and like emotions.
Yeah, I definitely felt when I was transported to a show when I heard this
Same.
song. This is the like everyone's like jumping up and down and like vibing and crying because like it's the last one and they're like on the stage just having fun, about to do their little like bow and like it's just like, I don't know, it was very comforting to me.
Yeah, it was Cookie with his parents.
I love that they did that trio. That was good. But I like the meaning behind the song. It's like, you know, no matter where you're at, I know that you're still here with me. Like you always stay, basically. Just like, bitch, you never leave. Honestly, this took me off guard because of the rest of the album. I was not expecting an EDM track like this. I thought, you know, like idols, like groups here and there, they put like a little bit like in the chorus and call it a day. Like, no, this song was straight main stage EDC Vegas.
It's a great song. And I remember pre-album release, it was like Cookie was like working on the song, but it was like muted and he's just like jamming. And someone dubbed it with this song, and they're like, oh, like, this is probably the song he was working on. And then it fits so perfectly. Like, he's just jumping around in his seat.
You know me, I'm the Yoongi of our group.
So this was not your favorite?
I don't hate this song, but I wouldn't actively look for it. It's kind of like So What? Like, if it comes on, I'll listen to it.
Like So What?
See, that's how I feel about So What. Like, I would not go listen to that song unless, like, it's at a show. But with this one, I could go and, like, I would go looking for it.
This song is, like, for me, I was telling Cynthia, like, this is, like, my best of me. Like, this is the song that, like, I just...
Oh, come on. Don't do that to Best of Me.
I
is
love both of
good.
these songs. They're so fun. I just be vibing to both of them. They're just great. Wow,
Yeah.
hater. Okay.
And we're just jamming and
See,
we're
I
hopping
knew this
around.
was gonna happen. I can't say that I don't like a BTS song without y'all saying something.
No.
sorry.
When you said that this song wasn't for me, you wouldn't actively look for it. I was like, okay, I feel that. But when you said, oh, don't do Best of Me, you just made it sound like it was trash. You just went from saying, oh, it's not my favorite song, but it's okay, to like, this song is absolute trash.
I said, don't do Best of Me like that because it's Best of Me is better than this song.
Anyway, stays great. Love the song.
This is an album review. We're supposed to be honest, are we not?
Yeah, you said what you said.
Anyways.
Stays great. Not everyone's cup of tea. That's fine. I'm gonna be jamming to this anyway.
Yeah, because if you're not into like EDM, then this song ain't for you.
Yeah, because this is the pinnacle of main stage EDM.
But I like how they ended the album with Dynamite, because it's kind of like the firework at the end of the show type of thing. And obviously, you know, historical moves with that song. So there's that. Yeah, besides that, yeah, I feel like that skit was the switcheroo in the album. They were just like, we happy now.
Like, we sad, and now we good. No, we're still sad in the lyrics, but like, it's like on a catchy, funky song, you know?
But all right, well, that was our mini album review, and that was our podcast for this week, everybody. It's a long one, but it's a good one, aka we're just emo but hype all the time.
Dancing through the sadness.
Yeah.
But let's end up then this week with our songs of the week, like we always do. So, Kat, what's up? What you been jamming to?
To be honest, I have not been listening to a lot of K-pop. I've been listening to Meg Thee Stallion on repeat. But since she don't qualify, even though y'all should listen to Shots Fired and Freaky Girls, because that shit's fire.
Hey.
The K-pop song I've been listening to this week is Make a Wish, probably. Yeah,
Wow, probably.
We'll go with Make a Wish.
My songs of the week is Idea by Taemin. I will also randomly randomly start hearing this chorus in my head throughout the whole day for no reason at all. My other song of the week is this entire album, even though it was just released Friday, but that's all I've been listening to since Friday. Since Thursday night. Since it's released. Like, that's all I've been listening to. So good. Also, I've been listening to Watermelon by Lucy. Still. Yes. I'm sorry. I can't stop. My ONEUS song of the week is the intro to Fly With Us, because that is a amazing queen that doesn't get enough love and deserve and recognition.
All right. I too have been listening to Meg. So yaddy 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 yaddy. But again, she doesn't qualify. But K-pop wise, I have decided for my song of the week, I'm gonna start a new segment because I have been real emotional lately, and emotionally tied to music, and I do not know why. And there are just certain songs that I will just burst into tears for no apparent reason. And so my first song of the week, just regular song of the week, is Life Goes On by BTS, because the chorus randomly pops in my head. Yeah. It's such a good song. But the song that made me cry this week was What Is Love by EXO. And by EXO, I really just mean D.O. and Becky. She's been going through it. Because them vocals, baby, I just like... And also, I've been really missing D.O. a lot lately. Like, it's been real bad, I don't know what
because he's almost coming back, that's why.
Yes.
Probably. Like, I don't even know. So, yeah. But I will have another NCT song of the week next week because... the new album comes out tomorrow.
It literally, it comes out in a few hours. It's gonna be great.
Few hours. But I'll be asleep, so it'll be tomorrow for me. So yeah, that's my 2 songs of the week.
For my songs of the week, then, I've been listening to the CNBLUE album nonstop. That shit's been on repeat.
Yeah, so whether you are listening to BTS nonstop or Meg Thee Stallion nonstop, me and Terica, make sure you always fangirl along.